Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are. Today, we are going to discuss a very important issue or topic in methodology course, which is how to teach speaking skill for young learners. Of course, speaking is not an easy skill, even in our mother tongue. Actually, some learners feel shy to communicate with others. Some cannot find appropriate words to express themselves freely, while others do not know what to say as they may lack knowledge. So, speaking should be given due care, especially with young learners, because it is one basic goal for acquiring any language, as it is the first gate to communicate with others in a different language. And now, my dear teachers, let me introduce myself to you. I am Rasha Abdel Salam Nassar, 30 years experience in teaching English language skills. I've got special diploma and BBMA thesis in methodology. I was a formal tutor of English subject in the Faculty of Specific Education in Egypt, and now I am working as a head of English department in a governmental school in Kuwait. And now, my dear teachers, let's go back to our topic for today. We will discuss together three main points. Number one, tips for teachers to teach a speaking skill. Number two, accuracy and fluency. What does each one mean, and what is the relationship between accuracy and fluency? Does each one integrate the other or not? And number three, using other language skills to facilitate acquiring a speaking skill. We will present some speaking activities teachers can use in class. And now, my dear teachers, we will discuss the first point of our sessions for today, which is general tips for teachers to teach speaking skill for young learners. You, as teachers, should keep some general tips while teaching speaking. Number one, you should consider your students' level. You should consider your students' level while giving the topic and while choosing the topic they are going to talk about, because if it is a difficult topic, so they will not be able to talk about it, or they will not be able to practice speaking skill. Number two, the appropriateness of the topic. Give them an appropriate topic that matches with their culture, knowledge, and it should be clear for them. Number three, never stop students. Never stop your learners while speaking. You should let them practice fluency as much as they can and monitor them to correct their mistakes indirectly. But while doing this, you shouldn't forget this rule. Don't sacrifice fluency for accuracy, and don't sacrifice accuracy for fluency. And this topic we will discuss it later. Number four, work as a guide. So here, work as a guide. You should give them guide words, guide pictures. You can draw some outlines just to pave the way for your young learners to practice speaking, just to clarify things for them, just to make them easy or just to make speaking skill an easy task for them, so they may use in the topic while speaking. Number five, build confidence. Support them and build their confidence. You should give them the confidence they need to speak correctly and fluently by all means, even with your eye contact to convey your encouragement to them, facial gestures, a friendly smile. All these may help your pupils to speak freely and express themselves in a fluent way. Number six, give them full attention. Give them the attention they need to continue speaking, and by giving them the feeling that that you are listening carefully and you are interested in what they are talking about, so they will feel secured and they will generate more sentences of their own. And now, my dear teachers, let's discuss together our second point in our session for today, which is fluency and accuracy, and what is the difference between fluency and accuracy, how they differ and how they integrate each other at the same time. Here, this is the meaning of fluency. Let's read it together. Fluency means what? It is the flow and efficiency with which you express your ideas, particularly when speaking. A few grammar mistakes may appear here and there in the explanation, but it should be delivered in a way that is easy to understand and shows how comfortable you are with the language. This is what do we mean by fluency. So let's see, what do we mean by accuracy. Accuracy, on the other hand, demonstrates your ability to use the necessary vocabulary, grammar, and punctuation correctly, such as verb forms, past tense, present tense, and so on, articles a, and, the, and prepositions in, on, from, at, and any grammatical structure. So this is the difference in meaning between fluency and accuracy. So let's see together how can we focus on fluency, or what does fluency need in class. So actually fluency needs preparation, feedback on the topic which they use it during speaking, give them outline, brainstorming, guide words, pictures, all these under preparation and feedback on the topic. Let's talk about familiar topics. We should, as teachers, we should all keep into our consideration that all language items involved in speaking should be familiar to the students. It means that the topic that I'm asking my pupils to speak about should be familiar to them. And number 4, focus on communication. So the focus should be on communication, not on form. So in real time, and the number of sentences they generate while speaking. And the last one is support. I should give support from time to time while speaking in an indirect way to help them not to stop speaking, encouraging their fluency. So this is what we should focus on while we are after fluency. Preparation, feedback on the topic, familiar topics, focus on communication, and support. If any one of these elements or of these points is missing, so your pupils will not be able to continue speaking in a fluent way. So they will not be able to speak about the topic that you have chosen, that you are asking them to speak about. So be careful. You should keep into consideration preparation. You should pave the way for them to speak, give them guide words, give them outline, brainstorming, oral discussion, give them feedback on the topic, questions and answers, give them familiar topics. Your subject shouldn't be, or your topic shouldn't be difficult for them. Focus on communication and give them support as much as you can. Now we will see, what do we mean by accuracy? What should we do to achieve accuracy in class with our students? Of course, accuracy means to correct ways of pronunciation and to correct the use of a particular structure, right? So here we have 5 points we should focus on while we are after accuracy. Number 1, we should help in pronunciation. We should help our students to pronounce well. If they mispronounce any word, we should correct them in an indirect way. So we should tell them the correct pronunciation and asking them to repeat, and that's it. Don't say it is wrong to pronounce it in such a way. No, don't say that. Just help them and give them a hand just to monitor them. Then we should help them to recall words they have learned before and help them to organize these words in units. And then we should monitor them. We should monitor the sounds and correcting it if necessary. So this is the difference between fluency and accuracy, and we shouldn't neglect any one of them because each one integrates the other. Maybe in my point of view, I think that we should start with fluency and then we should begin with accuracy after that. But especially with young learners, if your students or if your learners are adult, so you can work with fluency and accuracy at the same time. But if they are young learners, so in my point of view, it is preferable to start with fluency and then accuracy. And now, my dear teachers, let's see how to use language skills to facilitate acquiring the speaking skill. And the first skill that we should consider to facilitate acquiring the speaking skill is listening skill. So the first skill is the use of listening skill to acquire speaking skill. Of course, we know that listening and speaking integrate each other. It means they are two sides of one coin. And it is called reciprocal speaking and listening. They are speaking and listening. They are two skills that are indispensable. So in other words, teachers speak and students listen. And students listen while teachers speak. But we want to reinforce the speaking skill by listening. So let's see this example. The teacher will tell a story and the students will listen carefully. Then they will be asked to do some speaking activities or some speaking tasks. Listen carefully to the story and see what will be the tasks your pupils will do. The story is, suddenly I saw a family of bears, a mother bear and two cubs near the side of the road. I love bears, so I stopped the car and got out and started taking photos. I wasn't very close to them, but the cubs got frightened and the mother bear looked angry. Again, the story. Listen carefully. Suddenly, I saw a family of bears, a mother bear and two cubs near the side of the road. I love bears, so I stopped the car and got out and started taking photos. I wasn't very close to them, but the cubs got frightened and the mother bear looked angry. So, your learners listen carefully to you while you are telling them this story. Let's see what will be the task. Teachers ask students to summarize, answer questions, and clarify and predict. Let's see, what does each one mean? What does summarize mean? It means that the teacher will ask your or his learners to summarize the story. So they listen and then they will summarize the story, the event in itself. Okay, so this is summarize. And what about answer activities? You know, here when I asking my pupils to summarize, so it means that he will describe the scene, the family of the bears, the frightened cubs, the man who is taking photos. So they will describe, so they will generate ideas, and they will use words in sentences just to summarize what they have listened to. So this is number one. Number two, answer questions. When I ask my pupils to answer questions, so it means that they will generate words and sentences of their own. So it means that they will practice speaking skill. So they will express their thoughts in a spoken language. So this is answer questions. And then I have to clarify. What do we mean by clarify? Explain why the man is taking photos. Why the man is being here in front of the bears. What are the cups? And the last thing is I may ask my young learners to predict, or in other words, to put a conclusion for the story. What is coming next? I'm asking them, what is coming next? So they will think, and then they will express their thoughts in a spoken language. So, for example, one of them will say, maybe the father will come and attack the man because he is the reason of making their cubs frightened. Maybe this is it is an end for the story. And another learner may say, the mother bear attacked the man and killed him. Why? Because she was frightened and she was afraid of that he may hurt her cubs. Okay, so teachers ask students to summarize, to answer questions, to clarify, to predict. This is the integration of listening and speaking skill. Each one reinforces the other, and each one integrates the other, so vice versa. So it means that when there is an integration of two skills at least, so I think each one will reinforce acquiring the other. This is what we call it listening and speaking. So let's see the use of, for example, the use of reading skill to acquire speaking skill. For example, here, this is a part of a lesson, read and role play. The teacher will ask his young learners to read, hello, I am Polly. Where am I? What is that country? Is it Kuwait? Yeah, I'm going to Kuwait. Hello, children. I am Polly. I am a parrot. Look, Ali, up there in the tree. Oh, yes, what is it? Hello, Polly. I am Haya, and this is my brother Ali. Hello, Haya. Hello, Ali. I am very pleased to meet you. So this is how we introduce each other. So this is hello, hello, and this is what, and what is it? And so it is a kind of conversation. So we have here reading and speaking skill. So this is the integration of reading and speaking skill. Pupils will read and then they will role play. They will act the dialogue. So when they are acting the dialogue, they may use the same language, or they may use other words to express themselves freely. So in both cases, they are right. Here we can see another example of integrating reading and speaking skills. I have here read and ask your friend. So pupils will read and then they will ask their friends questions and their friends will answer them. So they will be involved in a conversation or in a dialogue between them. One asks and the other will answer. For example, here I have an email. Day Saturday, today I went to the sea with my sister Haya. We are very good at swimming. We swam and played water sports in the sea for 2 hours. then we sat on the beach. So this is a day from my diary, or this is a part of the lesson. They will read the lesson and then they will ask your friend. So they will work in groups or in pairs. One asks and the other will answer. So they will practice what they will practice speaking skill after reading. So they will remember while they are trying to generate sentences of their own. So they will remember some words of what they have read in the lesson. So here, when I ask them, or when one learner asks the other, whose diary is this? What does the underlined word refer to? Or what did Ali and Haya do in the sea? So they will remember and they will recall the events once again. So they will try to express the same language, or they are trying to express with other words of their own. Okay, so this is what we have here: read and ask your friend. So I am as a teacher asking my friend to read something, and then I will let them work in pairs, ask and answer. So they will ask and answer about the reading text that they have read in the lesson. Another example of integrating reading and speaking skills is read, circle, and describe the animals. Read, circle, and describe the animals. I have here pictures, and under each picture there are some guide words. So they will match the picture with the guide words, and they will describe the animals. And when they are describing the animals or describing the picture, so they are practicing speaking skill after reading words. So here I have yellow, long legs, big ears, milk, grass, meat, zoo, fly, climb, zoo, farm, beach. For example, here, zoo, fly, climb. Here, the monkeys are brown. They live in the zoo. They cannot fly. They can climb trees. So, when they are looking at the picture and when they are reading the words, they can generate many sentences of their own. And here they will practice speaking. They will practice speaking. To conclude, my dear teachers, we should use the integration of language skills to promote acquiring the individual skills. We should give due care to improve students' proficiency level in speaking skill, as I've told you before, that it is very important skill in the language skills. Best of luck and see you next time, inshallah. Hope you have got the whole benefit. Thank you.